soupy swirler.
Ooh.
We'll put our little area to let our bunny sit comfortably.
Just make a nice warm spot for him. Yeah.
Look at him go.
It's a cold morning here in
Oh,
Dearborn,
there he goes.
Michigan.
So is chocolate really flammable?
Strawberry chocolate.
I mean,
Dollar store chocolate.
I don't understand. Is it really flammable? Look at it.
I don't really know.
It smells
guys-
like strawberry though.
Let us know what you think, if chocolate's flammable or not.
Aw.
And look over here.
He's sleeping.
Oliver.
That was me. That wasn't the bunny over there.
That was definitely me that did that. I knew I shouldn't have said it there. Well, there's a flaming chocolate strawberry bunny for you all.
That happens.
What a beautiful day. Just a little bit of atmosphere for the start of the show. That is our Will It Burn here on the Gathering Point. What's happening?
Get a little bunny essence in there.
You need to have the blowpipe red hot on the end, guys. So if you can get a little bunny heat to get it going, that's what we want.
You won't marver on that molten chocolate for the members piece, will you?
I might put a little bit of strawberry bunny mojo all
Might make
over the
it even
piece.
better.
Do you think that if you toasted a marshmallow with burning chocolate, it would have an ambiance of strawberry chocolate?
We're gonna
I think
find
there
out.
might have been some wax in that.
Yeah.
Like a big old chunk of wax on the inside of that to make it stand up straight or something, because I never saw chocolate burst into flames like that.
Look at that sad little pile. What? He's putting it to theory. Shouts out Max and Karen. Looks like in this particular batch, the eyeball machine did go a little bit haywire. Once again.
When we made those custom peeps, glass peeps, over the weekend at our show, I had to tell Matt when he was putting the eyes on to make sure that he put them all on all dwarfy.
Straight.
Yeah.
All right, well, this is the Gathering Point, folks. We're going to get into the glass blowing after we just melted something, just for the good times.
I think that's one of the better things we burned in terms of smell.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
No, it's kind of pleasant.
So this is a molten gather of crystal glass, the consistency of honey, guys. If you're new to the show, we keep about 200 pounds of molten crystal in there hot all the time. And I'm doing one of our new pieces, a signature margarita glass. It's gonna be a different design than your normal margarita glass, you guys. I really want it to be something different. And my biggest point is that whenever you have a margarita glass, it's kind of a lone glass because they're so big and so wide at the top that to put a set of 4 of them in your cabinet is pretty much impossible.
Difficult.
So I'm trying to design a new margarita glass that's a little bit more narrow up on the top, but still serves the purpose of having a cavity at the bottom if you want to have a little bit more tequila in it. And it's gonna be a nice one. This is it.
And why are you designing a margarita glass in this particular timing of time?
Well, we've got the grand open of the Michigan room, folks. And the
That's
Michigan
right.
room is our beverage counter that is fully capable of serving up any type of drink that you want, but we're gonna wanna be mixing and serving up signature drinks. And one of them is gonna be a margarita.
Yeah, this is one of the first 3 drinks. We'll go into a little bit more detail about that as we get through the show here. But this is the members exclusive piece, the first one of the show. And this is Chris's first attempt in 2025, and we're going to be prototyping throughout the rest of the week on what we want our first margarita glass signature piece of drinkware to look like here in 2025, with the grand opening of the Michigan room coming up May 8th, ladies and gentlemen.
It's the magic number, folks.
May 8th. It's a Thursday night. It's going to be a beautiful, ridiculous celebration. And if you can come into town for that, Put it on the calendar. Into the optic mold, 12 ribs. And he blew into the pipe above the camera there, so it expanded into the ribs.
I'm looking to do a pretty heavy-duty optical twist on this vessel. So I'm going to have Oliver, when the time's right, blowing this in the end of this piece so that the optic twist is consistent and super pimp.
That's the kind of twist we like. So you see he's grabbing the end there while the glass is hot.
Yes.
Tell him,
Excuse
Jake.
me now. Hey now. Had some chocolate bunnies stuck in my throat.
Ooh.
While it's still hot, he's twisting it up, and then he's heating it back up to go for a second power twist. And whilst that's happening, we still have our chocolate bunny campfire burning in the background.
It does smell not too bad. Go ahead and blow, Oliver. Keep going.
That's not satisfying. Hopefully that
Good.
doesn't land in my shoe.
Just pick that up and throw it into the tray.
Yeah. That's the one when people are like, can I have that?
No.
And they want to go reach for it.
Hold it up in their eye.
Yep, and you're just like, please, no. Blow lightly.
But look at the teamwork here. You got Oliver bringing the air. Chris is
Good.
shaping the vessel, being very aware of what he's looking for in the length, because he did mention he wanted to have that little bulbous zone down in the bottom, the old tequila reservoir.
Yep.
And so that's what he's shooting for here.
That's all about getting it real hot. The body of the vessel needs to be hot when you're going with the jacks, so you can get it nice and tight. And you're kind of working against those optics, the optic twists.
Our sign's not on, but that's it. You gotta have it hot. Beautiful day out there.
Cap it.
Capping.
Okay, off. Blow.
So important for Chris's left hand to be
Blow
robotically
harder.
spinning here. If you're not spinning back and forth at the exact same amount, that neckline will go in, that crease will go in totally
Good.
square, and it'll totally mess up the shape of that. So he's got to be pretty smooth with his hands there.
It's a big tequila reservoir on that guy.
That's right. Well, nobody wants a 5-ounce margarita. That's for sure.
No, but I think that can hold about 5 ounces
Blow?
of tequila.
Beautiful. All right, we're gonna take a purple foot. We're gonna
All
drop
right.
it right down to the bottom. It's gonna be a Venetian one. I'm gonna tap it on real good, and then I'm gonna have you paddle it while we crank it out.
Okay.
So as we let Oliver go handle that, why don't we get some introductions into the gathering point here? Can you just tell us who you are and what the deal is?
Yeah.
What do you do here?
My name's Chris Nordine. I'm one of the co-founders. Michelle is out of town with Lucy right now. She's the other co-founder, my wife. We're on our 200th and, how many?
200?
200th and,
No, what's the number, you guys? What's the-
311.
311.
311, folks. It's our
311.
311th show. We started them during the pandemic. We're in Dearborn, Michigan, just outside of Detroit. And hey, you know, we're bringing glassblowing and an amazing family business encounter right to your living room.
And Oliver, as you focus and bring Chris the perfect bit of glass,
Yeah.
tell us your story.
Hey, everybody. My name's Oliver.
All right, moving on.
We got a lot of detail from Oliver.
Did you want more than that, Jake?
Yes, what's your
Oh.
deal? What do you do here?
Oh, hey there, everybody. I'm one of the assistants around this place. I'm an apprentice here at the Glass Academy. I'm figuring it out every single day, learning something new, messing with glass, having fun.
Real hot, Oliver.
He's also the class coordinator and facilitates with Donna up in the office all the scheduling and organization of all the hands-on experiences that we teach here at the Glass Academy, which is incredible, amongst many other miscellaneous tasks like hanging doors up in the ceiling.
Big door hanger.
Yep, and all kinds of other stuff like that. So let me get a close-up here, and then Tabea, I'm coming over to you.
Press.
We've got no Bess
Harder.
tonight, folks, and we have no Michelle. Michelle is visiting my sister in upstate New York. Bess is
Lighten
dealing with some family greatness, and she is out of town, and we love and miss her, and she's here for backup support if we need. But filling in for her tonight is Tabea, debuting on the show, not as a glass blower,
Hi.
but as a tech champion.
My first night on the show, officially.
And what do you do here at the studio, Tabea?
So I am the newest glass blowing apprentice, but also I fill in wherever else is needed. So
As do
tonight
we
I am
all.
doing tech.
It's incredible. And you got a serious board. You guys have seen it before. It's something that we've all got a little bit of hand in understanding, but it's a little bit too much for one person. So we're working together. Tabea's doing an amazing job. Sarah, what's the deal?
Yes, I am also a little bit of everything, mostly on the office side. So our shipping queen is out of town. I did a lot of shipping today, so I think some of you will see some packages in the mail this week.
Big time.
And helping with events at the Michigan Room, which is our next big piece of the puzzle.
Serious jack of all trades. Let everyone know, or let us know on the show next week how those items arrived, you guys. Give her some love. Super amazing.
Sarah, do you feel like you're the shipping princess while Robin's gone?
Wow, that's a really good description. I think so. I'm going to claim that now.
That sounds great. So that's the team. I'm Jacob behind the camera. I'll come around at some point and blow some glass.
Take a purple lip wrap.
But this is kind of how we do it here. We're bouncing around, and not only do we blow glass, but there's a lot of studio to be handled. So we'll get more into that. We've got a beautiful table over there of product to show you tonight. The Michigan room's looking amazing, glistening over there. Chris just finished burning this side of the panels underneath the bar, and the gallery looks great. And everything is running smooth, folks. So perhaps whoever's looking at the comments, if you guys want to just maybe shout out some names and say hello to the people that are watching.
It is funny you mentioned that. I was just about to ask Bess. I can only see the top 5 comments, the most recent 5. I don't know how Bess normally does this, but we are looking into it.
got
Bess
a
is
few over
actually
on
one of
YouTube.
them. There's been a lot of hello to Beas. Hello, Olivers. They thought your bit was very funny, Oliver.
Thanks, everybody.
So that's a purple wrap on the lip to match that foot with a chartreuse lime green body, which is super margarita style.
It's looking good.
I love it.
and chartreuse green.
Yeah, and remember what I was saying, you guys, when I was telling you about this original design, is that it's not a traditional margarita glass. This is going to be the Glass Academy, the Michigan Room traditional margarita glass, which is going to be pretty tasty, and it's going to be working perfectly.
Really?
Really, what you want to make sure about a glass is that, one, it holds the material that you're drinking, which we got that checked off.
Very important.
2, we want to make sure that it's super cool looking.
Yep.
And 3, you want to make sure the volume is good.
There is something to be said, which we've learned about and thought about and started talking about more and more, about transparency in glass and opacity. And when we go to a margarita, you don't necessarily need to see the color of the margarita and the way it was shaken and the whole deal there. You know what a margarita looks like. And if we have a totally baller glass like this that's just out of control, filled with margarita, I don't think there'll be a complaint about that.
It is important to make sure you got a nice dark lip, and I got this dark, deep, transparent purple so that when you do put it into the salt, it looks like
Oh, good
glistening
call.
action.
Good call. But when we get on to our next 2 drink glasses of the show, which are going to be the old-fashioned and the patented Super GA Classic, and many of our members, well, actually, I won't even say it.
Oh,
Let me just
This-
see if they can.
This particular
Yes.
piece is for our Loyalty League members,
That's
correct?
right.
Only.
That's
They're
right.
the only ones who can buy this tasty piece.
Yep, 100%.
And for any of you super mega members out there, if you decide to do this, you can definitely let me know and I can make you 3 more so you've got a matching set. My concept for the set of 4 is that each one is a transparent jewel tone, so each glass is a different colored jewel tone, just like that.
Yeah, you pick your favorite color
And
when
then
you're hosting.
nobody gets their glass mixed up, and you got a nice celebratory collection of different colors, which I think is super sweet. So whoever ends up buying this piece, if they want to get 3 more, let me know and I'll make them exactly the same. But this is
I
it
love it.
right here. We got to put a GA stamp on it, which we're going to do right now, Ollie.
You gonna go on the side or on the bottom?
I think I'm going to stick it on the side.
Perfect.
Nice.
Okay.
Look at that.
I think it's beautiful, and you got the nice dark lip wrap for the salt around the rim. And I bet you I'm going to say that's probably about an 18-ounce glass.
I was gonna say 16. 18 sounds pretty feasible too, for sure. So I was mentioning, and as those guys get the comments understood over time, I'd love for all the GA addicts out there and the viewers of our weekly show to take a guess at what the 3rd drink that we're going to be serving for the grand opening is going to be. We've talked about it on the show before. Potentially used to be my go-to drink. That's all I'm going to give you. 3 different cocktails to start off our cocktail mixing trend. We're trying to figure out a 4th potential one as an NA alternative, a super sweet drink that's got all kinds of botanicals and wild, crazy action in there.
Did you say
Non-alcoholic.
Did you say the 3rd one was like your personal type of drink? Is that what you just said?
It used to be my #1 drink.
Okay.
Really?
Yep.
That's it. I guess that's a weird thing to say because you're like an almond milk guy.
That's funny, Oliver.
All right, there she goes.
Milk glass.
It's funny because I did used to like almond milk, and then I switched to oat milk.
I like almond milk.
Yeah, I
Is there
heard
really
almond
a
milk.
difference between almond and oat?
I guess almonds
One-
take up a lot more water, and they're not actually as good for you. Does anybody have confirmation on that?
You're saying you're going environmental on almond milk?
Environmental, they do use a ton of water.
Yep,
I think
there
that
it
is
is.
the downside.
You want this going away with the forks or?
Oh, I'll put it away with the grabber.
Okay.
That knocked off beautifully. Oliver's got the torch. See that torch probably burns up to, what would you say, like 3,000 degrees?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, that's a hot torch, but he's just blasting it just to smooth out
That's
the
ready
bottom.
for you.
We don't need the stamp down there, but we don't want a sharp spot.
Right side bottom.
And Chris is taking it over to the box. I'm gonna file through and show you guys what's up in there. We've been blowing glass since 7 a.m. this morning. It's 6 a.m. Eastern time here in Dearborn, Michigan. Right bottom side's open, available for us.
Oh, yeah.
Nice piece.
Safe
There
and
we
sound.
go.
She's in there.
Nice
Turned out
work,
sweet.
Oliver.
That's a cool one.
I can grab that from you.
Dad, walk slow on your way back and let me get a zoom on that shirt. That's right, folks. That was our show this weekend. Beautiful.
Yeah, look at here. We got a whole collection of them.
We had an incredible in-house show. Oh my God.
All at the same time, Chris?
There's
That's
no
right.
way you can make Jamie's piece with those on.
I can. Is that what we're starting up? The custom order?
Yeah, you guys want to get prepped up for that? I'll go show them the table and talk about a little bit of what's going on around here.
Sounds great.
Got it.
So I'll take you guys back through the shop and remind you, or continue what I was saying, that we just had our spring show here in-house, live demonstrations, and we had our turtle release in-house. Many of you pre-ordered your turtles, and that was just an incredible thing. We knew exactly what styles to make, and we prepped it up and got it going for you guys. And so I hope you all received your turtle in a great way. Here tonight, we weren't able to make enough turtles to have another turtle table for you. So we have here a beautiful display of some ridiculous mugs tonight. Handmade mugs. All here at the Glass Academy. They're all numbered. They're on the Gathering Point website. You know how it goes. This one's pretty ridiculous with the solid double gather foot. We got a yellow one. You guys know how I feel about yellow. There she is for you. Number 9 being the only one on the table with the sparkle glass. Look at that pattern. And a beautiful handle. Fits super good in the hand. We're going to make this a drinkware show because of the designing of the beverage counter over here. And so Chris is going to be doing the first crack at these 3 glass styles. And we also have coming up a custom order for Jamie, the super champion. He came in this weekend. We did custom orders all weekend. He had written this up a couple weeks ago. We didn't have time to finish his piece for him. And so we're doing it here on the show.
Jamie
All
is
right.
on and watching. He says hi to everyone. I've got some other names off YouTube as well, and I apologize for any mispronunciations. So Donald
take that
says
from me?
hi. Sigmund
Wanna
says
get one more? I'm gonna
hi.
hand it to you.
Carlin and Hel from Argentina. Norman Dean.
Norman.
Frank.
We saw Norman this weekend here in the studio.
I have a lot of people saying that they had a good time coming in and be able to talk to everyone and seeing us all live. I think I talked to Sigmund for a while. He was here with the camera both days.
That's right. Welcome to the show. Let's go.
Had a couple
So
people.
I know he's looking for Jamie. This is a custom order for a great customer of ours, Jamie. And I know he's looking for about a 20 ounce. Have we seen he's on watching us, folks?
He's on.
All right, what up?
And if there's anybody new that's watching the show tonight that's never seen what we do on this Tuesday night from 6 to 8.
You're about to see what we do
That's right.
on this Tuesday night.
If you're new, go ahead and give us
I'm
a
excited
like
for this
and
one. I got to
subscribe.
talk with Jamie about this one and see how it was coming together. I like this idea a lot. I think the body of this mug's going to look super, super sweet.
The other cool thing about this mug, and I don't know if anyone else except for Jamie and us knows this, but Jake and I are going to be trading up right in the middle of the piece. I'm going to blow the vessel and I'm going to put an optically twisted handle on it, or maybe Jake might be, and then Jake's going to add a ram head, a ram like a ram.
Like Al Green sang about.
Right. And it's going to be a ram thumb bit up on the top, which is going to be pretty cool looking.
Yeah, that's some seriously powerful thumb manipulation of the mug ability.
And we're talking like the two that you see on National Geographic who get up on their hind legs and crack their heads together.
Insane. So that's what we're going to do. And I have to believe that the idea of this ram on the thumb saddle came from the fact that last year's signature creature was the sheep, and we also made ram. So we are acquired in the taste of ram head sculpting.
Yep.
But to get us caught up to where we're at right now, Chris took a pretty darn large, was that one gather?
One gather.
That was a nice, powerful gather right there. And it was crystal clear glass until he coated it with those 3 layers of a opaque white. And now he's got a bubble in there. He swung it out. The white's all completely melted in. And he's getting this prep to go into the same mold he used on the last piece. However, over here, Oliver has prepped up the rollers. And these guys are going to do our super move, where Oliver's got, actually we pulled out some bar colors, some very dense, ultra
heating the tip just like
concentrated gold brown metallic glass color. This color is going to look really dark, but we needed it this dense to do this particular pattern.
Flip.
At the very end of the piece, we'll iridize it, and it's going to become super metallic. But look at how perfectly that was brought by Oliver. Chris is laying it on there as thin and as even as possible. And he's really not trying to let it get too hot that it falls down into the valleys of all those 12 ribs. And then he can take this over to the hole. You notice that he's turning really fast. And in the flame, he's got that burner put right onto the side of the piece. It splits all of those little strands of that deep metallic color. That looks like it worked out beautifully.
Hey, Jake, you want a gold brown stringer?
Sure. You might need to give him some air, though, in a second. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So now I'm going for length, and I'm thinking of, now the color pattern's on there, I'm thinking about the overall shape of the mug.
If you guys have any idea why he's swinging the pipe like that, put that in the comments for us. I'll let Tabea tally those up. Why would he be swinging the pipe like that?
Well, it looks cool.
Right.
I've got the answer, and I've got the exact word from the physicists of why that does what it does. Oh, yeah.
Blow lightly.
Listen to that sound.
The chatter. Good.
It's a
All right.
honker.
So I made it a little bit bigger of a vessel because I know I'm going to flatten that bottom down. Want to get the neck tightened up a little bit, and then I'm going to heat up just the bottom.
As you saw on the margarita glass, the bottom's what's closest to me over here with the camera. So when he says flatten the bottom, that's typically how 90% of drinkware goes. You blow out the bubble, you complete the bottom, flatten it up, maybe put a foot on it. Then you got to flip it around to open up the lip. Then you add on any extremities that you've got going on the side of the
I'm going to have you
piece.
cap it, Oliver.
We've got some people chiming in on Facebook with variations of making the glass longer, elongating. One person just said because he likes to swing it. And
He
one
does
person
like to swing it.
One person answered because gravity is
All
your
right.
friend.
Clear foot.
So
And
far those
that's
are
such a beautiful
answers.
answer. Gravity is your friend if you're working the glass correctly. If you're not, if you're brand new to the glass, you don't understand what's going on, or you're just thinking about too many things at one time, gravity cannot be your friend. Oliver, has gravity ever not been your friend on the show, perhaps?
Gravity's sometimes been my enemy on occasion, but if you know how to wrangle it, it's very helpful.
I feel like I remember, like, your very first show, you were swinging something like your mushroom.
I remember before
stem.
I was teaching the mushroom class, you had me make one on the show as a giveaway.
That's right, I remember.
And that mushroom ended up being about 35 feet long.
Yeah, at that moment, Oliver said,
Gravity was not my friend for that moment.
yeah.
Go for it.
All right.
I
here
think it
goes
kind of
something.
sounds like a movie if you're a gravity wrangler.
A gravity wrangler.
Yeah.
That sounds like the sound of a nice drink coming up soon.
yeah.
Gravity Wrangler.
It's
coming
got to have
this
some
fall.
nitrogen, foam coming over the top or whatever, some smoky action, the clouds.
All right, we have a question from Facebook
Bring it,
from Hannah.
champion.
Can you blow when the piece is in the glory hole? And if
Ooh.
not, why?
That's a really great question, Hannah. Awesome question. And it's cool hearing the technical questions that are from first-time viewers, so we get back to the basics, but it's also cool hearing some questions from some members that have been around for a little bit. And I can tell, Hannah, you've been paying attention, obviously. The reason that we don't often blow into the pipe, wow, look at that down there, in the glory hole is because the heat is coming from one side, and even though you're turning the pipe, this is at least the way I think about it, when you've got the heat right there blasting into the side of the hole, and you're turning it, there's one side that's going to be hotter instantly in that moment. And the difference of 2 seconds of heat, especially when the flame's directly on the piece, will make a really big difference in the way and the area that it expands out when you blow into the pipe.
And there are a few unique
Instances.
circumstances when you do blow glass in the glory hole. For example, when you're doing a collar off the end of a blowpipe,
Yes.
and you blow a bubble and then you blow it really big so that it just melts away, and you have an open donut collar on the end of your pipe.
Totally.
And that's for picking up color, for doing overlays, maybe doing a crown punny. A lot of different reasons why you'd use a thing like that.
Absolutely. And I've also found I can speed up depending on how much, if there's a color application that I've spent a long time on, maybe 4 or 5 coats of a specific color, and I've marvered the glass and I go to blow the bubble in and I can tell it's just on the stiffer side and it's going to take an extra maybe 3 seconds for the bubble to travel down the pipe, I'll go ahead and chuck that into the hole and keep my thumb on the end of the pipe so that that bubble blows out while it's gaining more heat. But that's only because I got a super thick mass of glass. It's not going to be affected. If this bubble, if he was spinning that, and that was a paper thin bubble for a mug and it has all this texture on the side, that's when that extra 2 seconds or 1 second of heat blasting on the side would affect the way that it blows out. Great question, Hannah.
Also, back
Push
to your
metal, little tap. Oliver's got the piece.
Jake, back to your earlier question of why was he swinging the pipe. Over on YouTube, Sigmund gave us a great answer that he was using centrifugal force to help shape it.
That's exactly it. How did they spell that, though?
Ha.
To my knowledge, correctly, but you're asking a very bad speller.
Okay, Jennifer's asking if we can show some of the custom turtles that we did this weekend. So I'm going to walk over to the table
That sounds
and
amazing.
grab some.
Go for the jumbo.
All right, I'm going to do a light trim on this, and then we're going to put a clear lip wrap.
The reason I ask about the spelling is because I did confirm through reading a book about bartending and hearing about a special, super expensive machine called centrifuges, I believe it was called. It's a machine that spins something like a little bushel of strawberries so fast that it actually juices the strawberries without
one
any
second,
heat
Chris.
or pressure.
That's pretty crazy.
Isn't that wild? And the way that works in that process is called using centrifugal force. Centrifugal. Something like that.
Work that word.
Centrifugal, I think.
I'm ready.
That's what we always have said is centrifugal, but there's no ICAL. It's
Wait.
FUGAL.
Well, hold up here now.
Yes, that's
Come on,
right.
Oliver.
Because you dropped that in the chat yesterday, and I
Yes.
felt like I missed something. I missed an important conversation.
Same.
Centrifugal and centrifugal forces happen at the same time. You can't have one without the other.
Oh.
When you take like a rock and tie it to a string and you spin it around you, and it like makes a perfect circle.
Yeah.
David Goliath.
David the Goliath, yeah. Centrifugal with a G force is what makes that rock go out as far as it can. But the rope it's tied to makes centrifugal force, which makes it stop at a certain point. And it's all about how you look at your forces.
So, when we're saying that we're going to lengthen a piece, you know, we're going to
using
stretch it out.
centrifugal force.
We're using
Tripical?
centrifugal
yeah,
force.
with the G.
There's no P's in there.
You could say a P in there. No one's going to
Centripetal?
stop you.
Centripetal.
No one's going to stop you.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't think anyone but us knows how those forces actually work.
If we say 2 other random words, I'm going to completely forget everything we just talked about, and we're going to start back
Okay.
at 0 again.
In more exciting news,
Rein it in, Sarah.
the Loyalty League signature margarita glass is now live for the Loyalty League members. You got the link earlier, so
Woo!
Incredible.
Good luck. Fast
luck,
fingers,
folks.
as Beth says.
Use all your centrifugal force to get that margarita glass.
For real. If you guys are new to the show, or if you guys are curious about the membership, I'm not going to put it on those guys' plate unless they can figure it out to put the link to becoming a member in the chat, but it is posted on the website, I do believe. And we have 2 tiers of membership: the Star Supporters, the Loyalty League members, and that includes many things: a weekly newsletter, personal blog from Michelle and Lizzie. Look at that. Oh, is it my turn?
So do you want to put the optically twisted handle on?
I would love to be involved.
All right, well, I'll take the camera and you can take the piece.
Okay, we'll come over here.
Now we're
and
going to
hand
do
off.
this. Oh, we were going to try to do it so it was live.
Live
the switch
action.
up was
I
live.
thought we could make it a little easy on everybody.
Let me just get
Thank you.
acclimated to this thing. It's perfectly straight. It's got good heat. I see the punny glowing a little bit.
Yep.
Feeling pretty
you're
good.
ready to go. Ollie, you're bringing him an optically twisted special?
How about out of the 20-point mold? It's a big handle, too. You could just work that mold in the right good way.
This one you talking?
Yeah.
Now, you are going to be mounting a ram head with horns on the top of the handle. So
That's right.
keep in mind that not to go all the way to the top with the handle, right?
Right. A little shorter, a little wider, so that we can get that right in there and not have it peeking over the top as an extremity.
And I purposely left it tapered at the top a little bit so that Jamie would
Nestle it
get
in there.
the ultimate flow of the liquid. And I know, I'm pretty darn sure he's a Mountain Dew man.
He's a Mountain Dew champion. It's
So
true.
it's a
right.
mountain ram.
Mountain Dew Ram? I don't know, Oliver. Might need a little more.
Might need a little more glass there, Ollie.
Well, all right then. Fine.
As Oliver goes over to get more glass, I'm going to jump on his YouTube bandwagon. We've got 49 people watching.
Woo!
And only 13 likes. So go ahead and put your thumbs up on our video, help spread the news, and while you're at it, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe.
That is exactly right. Spoken like a champion, folks. You guys, this is free, beautiful, educational content. So if you love what you're seeing, subscribe to the channel. Share it with your friends and family.
Ring the bell on YouTube if you're on YouTube.
Ring
Thumbs
it.
up us if you're on Facebook. Anybody see Elaine Nordine sign in on Facebook by any chance?
Watch
Not
out,
yet.
Grandma.
I hope she's
Jake.
on. She's supposed to
Nice.
be on.
That's great.
I told her how to do it.
But to go back about 10 minutes ago to finish my sentence that's been leading on,
Yes.
the Star Supporters and the Loyalty League members get the anneal reveal, which is one of the major things. And first pick at all the brand new releases of product like the Turtles this past weekend. But to see the anneal reveal is the special bonus content that we put together every week after the show on Thursdays. And we show off the items in their true and finished color. We talk about them and we take the Loyalty League members on a behind-the-scenes tour of the studio and show them what's up. And so if you guys are loving what you see, you want a little bit more mojo, that's a great way to support us and get yourself some first look content.
That's perfect, guys. So Oliver's going into the optic
You're good.
mold. This is an optically twisted
And
rope
taper it down
handle, they're
after.
called. And he's going into the optic
little
mold
bit.
right now.
Maybe.
Yep, nice brass one.
All right.
And he's got a real nice looking shape on there.
Get it real hot.
Okay.
He's getting it hot. Jake said get it real hot. He wants it hot.
All right, let's give that a try. Twist like a champion. Beautiful handle, Oliver.
Thank you.
Oh yeah. Look at that puppy. Beautiful rope pattern, 20-point mold. It looks ram head worthy to me, folks. Jamie, that is tight.
Let's go, Oliver.
Oh.
I'm going right for that ram's head.
I even had, and if this stays on the piece, Jamie, then this is going to be a historical piece. I don't know whose hair it is, but I think it's Oliver's.
A big orange one?
Yep, half of it laid down and burnt right into the side of the piece, right there.
Let me see. Oh, there it is, and it looks cool.
Jamie.
Jamie's got a little bit of hair mojo.
Wow.
Oliver, you really get around. Here he comes, folks. He's got
don't
one
clone
molten,
me.
one molten ram's head right here.
All right, let's get focused then, Jacob. We're going for a ram's head. He's got the black glass. I'm just going to shape it up. And then, you know.
Sculpt
You need
away.
the things.
What's that?
The, you know. No, it's a 2 to 1.
No, because, I mean, we're just going to drop it on there. I could use a butter knife maybe, Dad, if
Buttery?
you could take them to the kitchen.
I'm going to take you over to the kitchen here, folks. Jake just requested a butter knife. I think this one right here is looking pretty buttery. Look at it. I can safely say that we have spread some butter on some toast.
What
With
about the
this one.
naan bread?
Oh, you spread some on naan bread for dinner tonight. We had an amazing healthy
I was
salad
going to take it over top.
Oh, okay.
for dinner at 5 o'clock, and we go over our
I thought you'd
our
wanna
whole
shape it up.
agenda on the show. It was delish.
We're not putting ears on it, right?
No, horns.
Ears and horns, right?
I don't
No,
know about
just
ears. I
horns.
think just 2 power horns.
Just horns.
Going like
Ooh,
that.
I like it. Well, Jake's the artist at this point in time. He's designing and he's making the ram's head.
This is it. Let's
He's
do it.
made a lot of ram's heads, and I've made no ram's heads.
That handle
so Jamie,
looks
that's
good.
why I passed the buck and handed it to Jake. And that's probably why Oliver's orange hair fell all over the side of the piece.
Sometimes
exactly
that's where your
why.
hair goes. I can't control it.
You do have it up in a bun.
Yeah.
It's fairly controlled right now.
Yeah, but it's still got a mind of its own.
Could we ask, though, if Jamie wanted eyeballs on the ram's head? Keep an eye out for Jamie's YouTube comment.
Yeah, see if he says he wants eyeballs. I kind of think that no eyeballs and just have it be ram-like.
That's
like
kind of what I was
skull of a ram
leaning
with,
towards, too.
with the horns just like getting crazy. You going white horns, tobacco
No,
horns?
I think it said on the sheet gold brown. Oliver wrote it up, though.
Ooh, blinging horns.
Yeah.
Gold brown horns.
Sweet.
I remember. I remember.
I remember.
Jamie
You
did
remember?
say not too long ago it's looking awesome.
Let's
Nice.
go.
So
He's out there, folks.
It's been a minute since we've done a custom order on the show. We've really gotten into a rhythm of designing our own pieces on the show and talking about it with you guys. But it feels good to get back to catering to the customer.
Yeah, if you guys aren't familiar with how that goes down, you actually send an email to Jake through the Glass Academy contact page.
You coach.
And he will communicate with you and design and work out your custom piece, and we do it live on the show. Now, the coolest thing about it is Jamie, he's permanently inscribed in the 311th show.
Tabea's shutting our fan down. Tech support coming by saying,
Too noisy?
sorry, boys.
They said you don't deserve AC.
Well, I mean, Jake's sweating and Oliver's got his snowmobile
I
suit on.
know. Oh, my God.
I don't understand.
I'm cozy.
All right, give me 1 second to get my brain right, Oliver.
You get
Hey.
your brain right, and I'm going to finish telling people
Well,
what I was
you-
telling them is that
you like that
Jamie,
shape?
who's having
Yeah.
his custom Ram's Head beer mug, but actually it's not a beer mug, it's a Mountain Dew mug, custom made. He's going to be able to go back when he has
I'm gonna
friends
take a heat and
over,
I'm ready.
family, anybody, and pull up show number 311 forever and watch that piece being made. So if you did decide to have some champagne flutes made for a wedding,
All right.
or a custom mug for your own use, you can always go back and watch it being made, which is the coolest thing. Let's get in here and get on this horn action.
Steady.
I guess when Tabea turns the fan off, it kind of turns into the hottest thing.
Woo!
It's a good wrangle.
Here we go. Here's the hornification. Boom. That looks cool.
Oh my
Nice
God.
work, Jake.
That's tight. And it's not delicate either. I got it tucked right into the side where it belongs, so it's not going to be a nervous situation for Jamie's thumb. We're always looking out for the thumbs around these parts. I'm going to need one more heat before we go for that, Oliver. There's enough glass
He's
there.
going for the second horn on this ram's head mug.
This is a
Now-
serious brain project, doing it the correct swirl on the opposite side.
Yeah.
Every one of our shows, 311 of them, we make a piece, the last piece of the night, and that's the giveaway piece, you guys. We give it away. We've given away that many pieces. We love giving glass away, and we give it to you, our patrons who watch us, appreciate us, love what we do, which is super cool. All you do is you answer the question in an email.
Angle it that
And
way a
the
little bit for me.
question
Nope, just stop pulling.
tonight is it right over there? I can take a peek at it over there.
What springtime animals appear in your region?
What springtime animals appear in your region?
Oh, baby.
Gnarly horn.
Dude.
So answer that question. Send it to enews@glassacademy.com, guys. And this is it right here so you can see it. What springtime animals appear in your region?
Chris, are there any springtime animals that show up around your house once spring comes around?
They've been showing up all winter long. The crows, man. We got a flock of like 200 crows.
A
that
flock?
circle around a
I think
flock.
it's I
A murder.
think it's a murder of crows.
A murder?
A
I think
murder?
that's what they call a group of crows.
It
That's
is.
so
I'm gonna agree
eerie.
with that one.
Well, crows are pretty eerie.
But aren't crows birds?
They are birds.
And aren't birds, don't they fly around in a flock?
A lot of
Geese
birds do.
fly around in a flock for sure, but what about
Geese.
finches?
But geese is a bird.
Geese is kind of like a nightmare creature.
Let's get in on this
Dude,
ram
look
head.
at that. Now, it's not metallic yet, so it kind of just looks like black on black, but
Give it a moment.
Oh man, that is dope.
No answer
right.
from Jamie on whether or not he wanted eyes
you're
on
not
that.
ready yet. Sorry.
That's okay because he's not getting them.
what?
Eyes. It looks so amazing
You wanna
the way it
stamp
is.
it?
I don't think we
No.
want eyes on this. Yeah, let's go for a stamp. If he's
So you
dying
have-
and he wants to force us to put eyes on it, I'll do it, but I highly suggest that leaving it the way it is, Jamie. I think it looks amazing.
He has not answered either way, so we're going to go with no eyes then.
All right, we're going with the artist choice.
All right, we got the GA stamp. Everything we make here at the Glass Academy has a GA stamp on it, guys. This particular one is going to be right by the handle, the base of the handle, where we put them by all of our mugs. That lets you know it came from our studio, right outside of Detroit City, folks.
So we're gonna do this heat and not too much reduction because we got the white on the body and the white will burn. We gotta find the perfect sweet spot between the amount of gas in the hole and the amount of time that I'm in the hole to make those spots and the horns become a deep metallic, super purple, out of control color. Let's go for it. We'll probably do 2 on the lighter side, and I think it should make it happen beautifully.
Okay.
Oh yeah, there's one.
Starting to happen.
Look at the horns. Look at that curl on the horn.
Yeah. Jamie, that thing is looking dope. I love the contrast of the crystal rope handle.
Yeah.
It looks super cool, and I don't even mind a little bit of that like charredness that's getting
I'm
on the
loving
white.
it. You get
It's looking really cool. I like
it makes
that.
it look more ram-like.
This thing's right out of like a
That's it.
historical National Geographic video. So we got a little water on the punny. This punny's gonna come off good.
Straight out the Natty Geo. Watch this.
We barely had to touch it, guys.
Who's that guy who does all the voiceover work for National Geographic?
I was trying to think of his name. I was going to say it.
Do you think?
Morgan.
It's not Morgan
No,
Freeman,
it's
but he
the
started
other
doing
guy.
that. Obama started doing it.
All right, get it in there.
I'm getting it in there. Let's go.
Jamie, into the oven. Through the tropical forest we go. Going in annealer number 4, which is sitting at about 1,000 degrees, guys. That's where all the glass we make all day long goes in the annealing oven. Nice job, Jake.
That's a sweet collab piece. Nice
job,
work,
Oliver.
Oliver.
Let's
Ridiculous.
This is a good one.
I'm telling you, it's pretty sweet.
Hey, by the way, you guys, it did so happen that on Sunday was Matt's 3-year anniversary working here at the Glass Academy. So even though he's not on the show here tonight, many of you have seen our 4th glass blower here at the Glass Academy, and you could show him some love in the chat. Would be super cool. He's doing an amazing job.
Yep, Matt Humperdinck.
That's his name.
That's
Yep.
the full name.
You can look him up on YouTube and Facebook, Matt Humperdinck.
Well, do you want to, and maybe actually, Sarah, would you want to either hand model some drinkware or grab the camera and let me hand model some? So these guys can get going on the next piece.
And speaking of which, they are live on the website right now. So I'm going to drop that link in the comments here.
Let's go.
Nice. All those tasty pieces that are over on that table right there, they're going to be taking you
All
over there
very
to show
tasty.
You want a hand model? Or work
Whatever you
camera?
wanna
Imagine
do.
those tasty mugs. I got it zoomed in a little bit.
Oh.
Just imagine them. Oh, and what's this on the way by?
Oh, that's right. Thank you.
Check this out. These were off the custom order table, weren't they?
These were off the custom order table.
Look at this little cutie. This was an amazing, super cool family. One of the 3 families I talked to this weekend that came out to the studio. They actually drove an hour because they have turtles in their house. And there were 3 young kids and the 2 parents, and they were like, we just love turtles. We're turtle lovers, and we're here because of that. And they saw all the turtles, and they were like, I'm going to get a custom one made.
That's
And so
awesome.
the girl, her name was Samantha, picked out the pink and red shards. We put adventurine in it, and then we went for lagoon and green
Ooh, super
extremities.
cool. A
Super
really good
tight.
one.
Here's another beauty. This was a top seller.
Oh, yeah.
As learned by you guys through the pre-orders.
Mm-hmm.
Ruby and gold, clear
Beautiful.
extremities.
And then
look at this honker.
the jumbo.
This was a custom order. We have one more jumbo, which I might go grab over there, maybe after the next piece or so. But this one's already sold. This was a custom order and a really fun demonstration to do. Tabea is actually going to grab it. I'll show you guys the one that we made that didn't sell off the pipe, but inspired the family to get their own custom one done. Look at the face. The heads are just getting better and better. The little angle, he's looking up. He's all excited. Look at this one.
All right, and
Oh my
the original.
goodness, the OG honker. You could tell he's a honker by his face. Look him in the eyes.
Whoa.
That almost might be a snapping turtle. I don't know. But there you guys go.
Yeah, look at
438.
him.
That's worthy of, if you're interested, reach out to us. Just a beauty. And then let's show off the mugs a couple more times. Let me just show you my 2 favorite mugs on the table. Firstly, the purple classic hitter right here, because not only is it the optic twist, listen to this. It's a super tight optic twist. It's got the patented super Rosetta foot, which is, we really can't make enough of them. We should be making more. But the handle's on there perfect. And when you do a clear handle, you see the way it squishes into the body here. It kind of looks like a swan head. It's just super glassy and beautiful. It's thin. It's a larger mug. This is a really classic, super nice one, number 12. My other favorite, I did already talk about it, but number 9.
Oh,
With
yeah.
that
One's hard to take
ridiculous-
pictures of, so it's good to see on the live show because you don't get all of this glamour in the shots that are on the website.
It's not easy photographing glass. I've kind of given up on that personally, and these guys do an amazing job doing it. But
Yeah.
this is the ear style handle, and you can request this when you get a custom order, and we talk about it all the time in comparison to your classic blown traditional handle.
okay. Hell
The
yeah.
ear handle, in my opinion, I don't love the look of it as much as the other style, but maybe it's just my hand, but it just fits nicer. It holds really nice, and the weight's good. You don't need a thumb saddle. It's got a lot of extra weight up top. This is a super nice mug, and it's priced up, I believe, because I don't know the exact price of it. I remember pricing it a long time ago, but it's because it's got this sparkle glass in there, and very, very sought after, super beautiful piece.
They're all great, though. Very
They are all
springy.
great. A great selection. Nice work, Sarah, putting that together. They're all on the website. If you guys have questions or you want to see something up close more, or have us guess and kind of give you an idea of how many ounces are a part of that mug, put it in the chat. We'll get you the information, and that's the way it goes.
That's the way it goes.
Back to the action.
Hand this off to you.
Thank you, Sarah.
Jamie did chime in with a that was totally awesome, and he loves it.
Jamie?
Yep.
Let's go. Jamie, so glad you could watch and see what was going on. Super cool seeing you on Sunday, and really happy to have you have another beautiful custom order. So Chris has got some molten glass on the end of the pipe now. We talked about the second drink, which is going to be a rocks glass of some sort for the old-fashioned. Is that what you're working on here?
Yeah.
Got it.
So then that still leaves the question of what is the third drink? And the ladies are occupied over there,
I
but
checked the comments on Facebook. I didn't see anyone guessing. I saw my grandparents dropping my life story. I saw someone asking if trash pandas counted as springtime animals. I think they do.
Trashmen?
Yeah, a trash panda.
Trash what?
Panda?
Oh, a trash pan? A raccoon?
Yeah.
Ah.
And then I saw a lot
Ooh.
of people congratulating Matt on his 3 years of glass
at the
blowing.
Glass Academy. Very cool. Well, that's okay. I kind of figured most people wouldn't know what the drink was. They probably have no chance.
I don't think there's like
No one's guessing, eh? That's
no.
No, I think we might have missed the guessing, or they
we
all
had
just
a
got it
few
wrong.
guesses
I'm not
over on
sure.
YouTube. Martini, Shirley Temple, Mule, and a couple whiskeys or whiskey on the rocks. That was all we had chime in.
So there really isn't actually the right answer. That's
No.
pretty
Well,
incredible.
a lot of Facebook comments said gin and tonic.
Oh, I
Did anyone
see.
say milk?
Milk? Almond milk?
Surprisingly, no. One
No
said
milks,
milk.
no waters, no coffees.
No
Nothing.
orange juice.
Although I do
I guess
love
they
a
don't
good
really know you, man.
quadruple espresso shot. So that is true, the answer, and I knew it would come from Facebook with some of our longer viewers on there. The answer is the gin and tonic. So we've got a margarita, we got a dark liquor power drink, and then we've got our beautiful botanical, super piney, delicious, refreshing gin and tonic. And that's going to be the third glass of the show. And Chris has gone into the mold. He's put white in the cracks. He's put gold brown in the cracks. And now it looks like he's just dunked, although that looks like a deep blue, I promise you that's our deep, powerful purple.
The perp.
The perps.
So this is gonna lean towards having a beautiful purple lip wrap on it as well. To tie in with that purple only on the bottom, with the white and the gold brown dusted in the cracks for a tasty
Dust
looking.
in the cracks.
That's right.
And I got to imagine that you chose to put the dust in the cracks because you don't want to have a completely colored drinking vessel here, because this is one of the drinks that you really do want to see the color of what you're working with.
I wanted to get a little bit of undulation, but not much with that optic. And I'm going to be gathering over this.
Dad, if you had to describe undulation outside of the glass shop, what would you think of? How would you break it down?
If somehow something got undulated,
If there was something undulating in front of you, or
Be like seaweed in the ocean.
undulating, I think maybe if I saw like a mudslide happening and the earth started, moving back and forth, I'd be like, look out, it's undulating. That's what I think. Like if I was down in Costa Rica and there was a mudslide happening.
what about a golf course?
Could we have something on a golf course undulate?
Yeah, the undulating hills on the side of the fairway. We played at one last year that was, it was the last course at our trip down south.
And it had undulation?
Yeah, someone, I think Eddie walked up and said, look at all those undulating hills. And I was like, I
Sounds
burst
like
out
you really
laughing.
remember that, Chris.
Eddie Kulzicki?
Yeah, that's the guy.
Well, check out this
All
color
right, back to the
palette
show,
here.
back to the show.
But now we're going to be
Hold
turned
it
into
steady.
a real thick
How thick?
rocks glass. Thick, real thick.
Okay.
And I think at some point in time, the glass on the end of this pipe might be undulating.
I'd love to see that. I got a question for the people. I'd love to know what the perfect ounceage of a daily driver super glass would be. If you had to pick one size glass, handmade glass, for your home and to use for every drink that you drink, what size glass would you choose? Typical mugs are between 18 and 22 ounces. A rocks glass like this might be probably about 8 to 10 ounces.
Your American pint is exactly a pint.
That's right, which is what, 16 ounces?
16 ounces.
Yep.
That's right.
1 pint equals 16 ounces, folks.
That's right. Right, we got that figured out. So let's just hear it in the chat, folks. Tabea, tally it up when you see them.
Tallying.
And I want to know what the perfect number is for
Tally
the
me
people.
for 16, Tabea.
You're 16, all right.
It's a tough question because, you know, you drink all kinds of different things.
Now, your daily driver, Jake, is your water bottle.
Yeah.
How many ounces do you think that is?
And this little honey over here,
That little honey right over there.
Thirty-
I
32.
think this is like a, 32.
I think it's bigger than that. Mine's a 40. My daily one, that's a 40 ounce.
40 ouncer? Mine could be a 40 then too. Son of a gun.
All right, so far we have mostly 16s.
Okay, that's a fair point.
Below?
We've got 132 and 1 8-ounce, and everyone else is 16.
I'll remind everybody that
Good.
if your glass is too small, you know, you can't make it any bigger. But if your glass is too big, you can just pour it smaller.
See, my favorite's one of my original mugs, and it's got to be somewhere close to 24, because I can fit 2 cans of Dr. Pepper in it with some ice if needed.
With some ice, let's go. How many custom orders have you gotten before, Tabea?
See, that's a trick question.
Yeah.
I think I've only done one actual custom order. I buy a lot of off-the-pipe demos out at Ren Fair, though.
This is true, this is true. She did find the cheat code. She was just telling us about it yesterday.
Be extra loud in the things you want to happen to the mug you start liking on the demo, and then buy it.
And we're just like, yeah, the crowd's participating, woohoo!
Hello?
And she's like, I'm buying it. It's awesome. Look at that beautiful purple line on
Good.
the bottom. Just such a light coat, and you got it perfectly halfway up the glass. And Chris is really shaping this up more than maybe even you saw with the margarita glass or a lot of other glasses because of the thickness that he's trying to manipulate here. You see this heat right here now. He's letting the top stiffen up. It's thinner glass. So he's really going to focus the heat on just the bottom half. And I imagine at some point we're going to be going for a little cabbage and squash.
Yeah, and if maybe Oliver's paddling and you're just got the camera over by the end of the pipe and capping it for me.
I could do this. Coming behind you.
Yep.
I'll come by our Blossom and Bloom poster, making a giant mushroom, which we made no custom orders of this weekend.
Who is that guy?
But there's our show. I don't know who that guy is. Here's our reminder, folks. Like the feed, share it with your friends, show us some virtual love. This is just what we do for a living, that's all.
No big deal.
No big deal. But we're glad to have you guys here learning with us. And if you got more technical questions, shoot them our way. It's been a beautiful show so far.
All right, cap it, Jake.
Coming in for the cap.
Oliver, press.
Over on the Facebook
Good.
side, we got quite a few 20 ouncers to the 24, a few more 16 ouncers.
All right.
Got a nice, clean, crisp
That's
bottom.
super tight.
So
Look at that
nice.
thickness all masked up down there
Now we're gonna puff it. I'm gonna puff it a little bit on the neck
when you flip it around.
so that I thin that neck out real nice. All right, we are ready for the punty.
It was super cool to see Norman come by and a few other classic, local, amazing Glass Academy addicts that we see fairly frequently here at the studio. But Norman came from, if I remember correctly, Indiana, and he is just a champion. It's great to see him. He's an aspiring glass blower hobbyist as well. I recognize his face, didn't recognize the name right off the bat, but it was super cool talking with him for a brief moment. And I'll remind you guys again, as we're middle of the show here, May 8th, the grand opening of the beverage counter. Any and every one of you that can make it. I know we've got out-of-country viewers, we got out-of-state viewers. Anyone that could possibly afford to make the trip down to us
Yeah.
and come kick it with us.
We'd love
see
to
the
have
grand
you.
opening and celebrate. It's not all about drinking, folks. We're going to be serving coffee. We're going to be having all sorts of amazing, cool deals and action going on. Food truck. I'm talking with my friend's dad about spinning some records over in the Michigan room. It's going to be a really cool time, a celebration of expansion and glass and education and community and mojo. You'll be able to make Michigan room bubbles as well. We'll be doing demos. We're going to be inviting the whole Detroit glass community as well. So we're hopefully going to have some guest artists getting up on stage and getting wild with us and having a good time. It's really going to be pretty much just ridiculous.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
We're talking about ways to really pump it up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because you can pump you up.
that's right.
This is Hans. That's Franz.
Right.
We're here to pump you up. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the video on this one. I want to see like the camera angles for this rock spot. Like this is my favorite type of drinkware there is. I love a rocks glass more than anything else. So I don't think I've had the chance to see you make that many, Chris. So I kind of want to close in on the differences of how you set all this up versus how like Jake does it.
Sure.
I think that making rocks glasses is one of the tougher drinkware styles to make,
Taking a purple
although
lip wrap.
from the customer or the drinker's
Purple.
perspective, it looks like a simple design, but glass does not want to have these extreme contrasts of thick to thin on the
Yeah.
bottom, and then to get up to having a beautiful thin lip. It's a not so pleasurable experience, in my opinion, to go for a drink of a really high-end, old-fashioned, super well mixed up, delicious, small pour drink, and you go to sip on it and just take a little taste and wet your mouth with it, and you've got a giant thick lip there, and your lips
Yeah.
rubbing all up on the side of the thing, and you're just getting all sloppy with the glass. It's
No one
just
likes
horrible.
a thick lip.
I don't think like the challenge part of it is what draws me to that glass though. I just like out of all the drinkware that I've like gotten to hold, like a rocks glass just feels the best in my hand personally.
100%.
And I didn't know that until I started working here. I got to like I never even held a snifter before I worked here.
You don't think that the understanding of how we get to a rocks glass has anything to do with how you hold it and experience it?
It probably does at this point, but like when I was assisting you making rock glasses before I ever sat in the bench and like figured out why it was difficult,
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, I like me a
I
rocks
like
glass.
this.
I guess it adds to it. It adds to it even more.
Yeah. Look at that, folks. Just get a good look at it. I hope you guys got this pulled up on your TV in your living room with the Ultra 4K HD.
If it's not looking 4K HD, just look at your TV and yell enhance.
Yes.
That'll work every time.
I bet you there is a TV out there that
Probably
would work
does
on.
the CSI Miami TV. Enhance. Zoom and enhance.
Yeah, something like that. But rocks glass is going to be beautiful.
Yeah, I've already now. I didn't even need to puff it. I actually just trimmed it, pulled it out so thin up there that it got really thin. And I mean, I felt it go from 1/4 of an inch thick down to like a 1/16 of an inch thick on the top of this.
Is that a... Oh, I don't know what the number would be. Can't even get close.
It's the number.
This piece is for sale to the people, folks. You do not have to be a subscribed member of the Glass Academy Gathering Point stream. This is going to go up first come, first serve. The only one made available. Look at that swirl down the middle. Look at that. Let me get the light out of there. Holy son of a gun.
Just look right at it.
Love the way that
Wow. The crisscross.
light bled out.
I like the way you look at the back lines going the opposite way, and it almost looks like you've got a diamond pattern when you look through the glass.
Yeah.
Little stamper on the side.
Yes, please.
Coming right up.
So this will be made available. I'll get Sarah the price once it's in the box, safe and sound, and when she's got that up on the website, she'll notify you guys, and at that point, it's first come, first serve.
And Hannah is wondering if this is a new color of ours.
This is not, but it's not just a white. He actually put gold brown on top of the white, and then he iridized it before encasing it in clear. So I believe that's why the white doesn't look as like enamel striking to the eye. It's a little bit like
It's got a little amber hue
special.
to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that gold brown, when it's reduced and gathered over, has got a really beautiful milky cloudiness to it.
The
So
milky
I wanted
cloud.
it to look a little blurry.
The blurred lines, old-fashioned.
Speaking of optics, folks, do you notice anything different in the lighting of the show tonight? And if you do, how do you think the lighting looks? Are you guys liking the visual aspects of this show? We're just glass artists, but we are playing around with the lighting in our studio here. That's a beautiful piece, Dad.
That's so nice.
Hold on. Take it slow. Yep. Yes.
Getting that all melted in nice and smooth.
Are those your bench tweezers, Dad?
These are.
Sweet.
Well, now they're knockoff tweezers.
Right.
Yep.
Away it goes with the claw. Love how light that purple is being on the lip. Love that color shirt, our spring show shirt, baby. I'm not going to make it in time over to the box, but it's 1,000 degrees in that box, filled up
right.
with handmade product. And
Got
that's
it
a
in there
beauty.
safe and sound.
Nice piece.
All right.
Beautiful piece. Hey, Oliver.
Oh, hey there.
Do you have any interest in showing off your favorite mug on the table over there?
Yeah, I haven't been listening to what everyone else has been saying, so let me look, let me talk to you. Oh.
A blind opinion.
Yeah, okay.
You look good with the bar behind you, dude.
Oh, thanks.
How about that?
The bar's doing a lot of heavy lifting here, but number 9.
Oh,
Number
okay.
9
That
for
was
me.
already my favorite. Pick a different one.
And don't pick 5.
And don't pick 5.
Okay. Okay. Okay, then let me go for number 4. Can I talk about number 4? Am I allowed to do that one?
Do it, yeah.
Number
Allowed.
4 here, I like this one a lot. It's a really, really great
Thing's
size, the
electric.
shape. On top of that, this one has some special nostalgia, special memories for me. This is a blue from our color tank, the blue color tank, and this was the first color tank I ever got to experience.
That's right.
So,
Full through and through, baby blue.
yeah, I just really love that one. I love how it's a little bit wider here at the bottom and still has that light El Bumpe right there. I think it's a really unique proportion for a mug. I like the softer edges on it, really. And then just like, I don't know, like the thumb saddle right there. It's just like perfect. You can't tell it was cut at all. It feels really, really good. I have like slightly above average hands in terms of size. So my hands fit in here real comfortably. I have this wiggle room here. That's hugely important to me. I love it. That one is a huge winner for me. And then the one right next to it,
Yes.
Number 3. This one I really, really like because this is an accumulation of a lot of different ideas that we've been playing around with, and I've gotten to see Jake develop. Like the geode, angular, asymmetrical foot here with all that clear glass that he's just getting after, doing like the partial lap gather, super cool. On top of that, the pineapple mold texture on here, this diamond faceted pattern is absolutely stunning. I love this one. The gold handle, you can't go wrong with a nice classic gold handle. And it's
See
just
it on the inside.
Along with that, this is just like, it's got that X factor for me, but it's also just so classic Glass Academy.
Incredible.
And I love that green too. That green's an amazing color.
So if you guys are interested and you like seeing an annealer reveal like that, we're going to go into detail and we'll recap the show and all that goodness, you could become a member today.
So I'd like to get in the detail. The details matter.
I want to show this off briefly. Folks, this is our email that you send your answer to the e-news question to win the final piece of the show. And I think we got time for 2 more pieces.
Yep, and I got this one ready to go.
All right, I'll show off the giveaway question and I'll be right back to you. But here is the question of the week, folks. What springtime animals appear in your region? And when we say your region, we mean like where your home is, you know, not any other type of region.
All right, Jake, so do you have any springtime animals coming out?
Of my region?
Yeah, in your region?
No, I got all the different colors of squirrels, but they've been around for a long time.
Okay.
I still have raccoons on my roof. You know, I hear them
That's
chattering
neighbors.
around. It's kind of no good.
Those are your friends.
Yeah, I mean, not when I'm trying to clear out my kitchen sink vent and there's raccoon turds all around it. There's probably raccoon turds in my kitchen
probably
sink
are
vent.
smart enough. They probably just take a dump and
Yeah.
then they take and put them right in there.
Yeah, they probably do.
They transfer into there, yeah.
It was just a bunch of frozen turds all piled up in there.
Just gotta crawl in there and sweep it out.
Yeah, I tried. It wasn't successful.
All right, so this is going to be my version of a idea for a pretty cool gin and tonic glass.
And so since we have, this one's going to be made for sale since we've got time for 2 more, which means maybe we could trade on the next piece and I'll hop in for the giveaway. How's that sound?
You can do the next piece.
Yeah, exactly. So this is crystal clear glass. Chris is shaping up on the table. Here comes the bubble, a little bit of air. It expands into the glass. It's hollow now.
So I feel like I know what makes a good old-fashioned glass. I've seen enough margarita glasses to know that we just did a pretty unique one, but it still had the essence of what makes a good margarita glass.
Essence of margarita.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
No way.
No, he didn't.
What goes
You going for another
into a quality gin and tonic
No.
glass?
Glass?
Yeah. Like what?
That's
what do
a
you
really
look
good
for?
question. I'm curious to explore. Because as I was mentioning in our staff meeting earlier today, my opinion on the gin and tonic glass that I get when I order a gin and tonic, unless it's at a super fancy restaurant and they got the really tall ones that are like this, that's the foot, long stem up, and then they're just like a little thing like that.
Got it,
You know what
yeah.
I'm talking about?
Totally followed that finger perfectly.
I'm glad we're on the same page. Those ones to me are still a little bit ordinary and kind of plain.
Okay. So even like at the most pristine, fanciest you've seen, they still feel a little overdone, overplayed?
No, a little bit like under designed in my opinion.
Okay.
All right, Oliver.
Overall, we've been getting some positive
Blowout
feedback on
lighting.
lighting tonight.
Good.
And you did have a question, Jake. Connie Anderson said, you mentioned that your sister is in upstate New York. Does she blow glass and is she living there?
She is living there in upstate New York.
Let's
There's
take,
actually no glass
chartreuse
blowers where
green
she's
foot on
at.
the
She's
bottom
just
of this.
outside of Hudson, New York.
Slim liner, not too
And-
big. I'm gonna squash it.
she's not interested in blowing glass. She thinks it's too hot, and at the same time, she became a volunteer firefighter. So I think that she just kind of, you know, doesn't want to do it. But
Was that a call-out post right there?
a little bit, yeah. But she does help my dad. She came back for about a month of January, and they were blowing some glass together, and they were making some really nice stuff. And she picked it up quick because she's got the hands. Look at that. Can you explain what went down there? Because it happened pretty fast.
I dipped it in the water and got a crackle effect, and I specifically only got it crackled up to the very top so that the top where your lip's at is nice and smooth. So you can take a peek at that up close.
I'd like to.
And we got a nice smooth section right here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to incorporate a little bit of undulation in it.
Holy crap.
That's right. Oliver's bringing me a nice slim liner chartreuse green, kind of like it would be, and just one coat of that's going to be fine, and nice and hot.
Light and fluffy.
You know, no marvering.
Sir, yes, sir.
Nice and creamy and hot. I want this thing to simulate pine.
Pine?
Have a little bit of a piney slash type of, what's the other word that gin's made out of?
Juniper?
Juniper style.
The Bailey's?
Yep. All right, let's bring that
Get
puppy.
this from the correct angle so you guys can see the way this glass flows.
A little bit of pine soul.
No, none of that. We're all done with that flavor around here, Oliver.
Okay, sorry. Hey. Sorry I said anything, Jake. My bad.
That flavor's been toasted for us.
We have pine sol in here after our cleaning when I first started.
Good.
Oh, yeah. So Chris went for the solid foot down here on the bottom. Looking pretty good.
All right, we're gonna punty this baby now. Now the trick to having that water crunch crackle action is to make sure that you don't melt it away. You want it to still be, you know, very visible and texturous. And I also wanted to make sure that I push this foot so I got a little bit of a rounded edge on it, which looks real clean.
I gotta wonder how that sounds when we make those noises coming through the, you know, the YouTube TV screen.
I imagined it sounds like we're right in their ear. Just doing that.
That's just gotta be great.
Get in the comments if you love that.
Yeah, put a comment in there if you really just love that. That's great. All right, let's get the knockoff from this angle and see Oliver's hands as he takes it away. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you, sir.
Super nice. I like that you can see that crackle through the bottom.
Yeah.
So next week, folks, we're going to be doing a turtle show. We're going to be making turtles all week. And the coolest thing, the best part about this, although we did plan on having turtles for sale tonight, is that we've made so many turtles leading up to last weekend with the pre-sales and doing the custom orders and trying out new things this weekend that we are in the best mode of turtle production that there ever was. So we're going to have a super selection for you on Tuesday. We know all the top colors. We're going to bring you the best styles and designs of the entire weekend. And if you are interested in getting a second turtle, or you didn't pre-order, or you just heard about the turtles just now, you're going to want to come back for next week's show, 6 to 8 o'clock, Tuesday night, show number 312.
And we're also refreshing the website with a new batch of turtles for the general public.
That is right. For the few that have pre-ordered but didn't actually pick them out, and just for extra people to get bonus opportunity, there's going to be turtles up for quite a while here. Once we've spent these first 3 months of the year designing these turtles, we got to represent and give you guys ample opportunity to pick out the one that you want.
Now, when you say ample opportunity, you mean 2025?
That's right.
That's
you
right.
have 2025 to pick out your favorite turtle.
That's exactly right, folks. You have this year, come 2026.
We're gonna be
which
on the
feels
next
like
one.
forever away, but I know that we're gonna blink and it's gonna be there. 2026, we will begin the creation of a new creature, and we will put the turtle away onto the historical shelf. Oliver's getting ready to shoot a pool ball.
Straight.
That's what happens when you drop a pipe. You got to double check it. So it's super exciting. We got a lot of suggestions this weekend for different creatures that we might be able to do. A top suggestion we heard multiple times was a panda. And I know that most people probably aren't even interested in seeing a glass panda made. But if you are, put it in the chat, folks. Oh, you just love that sound.
Ooh.
Just listen to that, folks.
All right, this is where it's all going to get crazy now.
Uh-oh. I don't know what that means.
Yeah. Neither do I. I don't like those eyes, Chris. I don't. Put those eyebrows down.
You got to get it deep. You got to get it hot deep, but not too hot that you lose the cracks.
Okay.
Oh, snap.
Whoa.
Whoa. That's right.
One of a kind.
Wow. I can actually see my hand fitting right into that crevice.
That is undulation, and that is super cool.
Wow.
And I love it because it's completely symmetrical and asymmetrical at the same time.
Wow.
Oliver, can you explain how that can happen?
Yeah.
Break it down for us.
Are you ever just so blindsided by something your coworker does? I can't believe that was the move.
Look at that tasty
It
thing.
looks
I
so
love it.
cool.
It's like an ice cube.
Yeah, it's
It
just,
is like an
I mean,
ice
it
cube.
looks like it's gonna quench some thirst.
Yeah.
And that's what gin and tonics are all about. A little extra lime, a little goodness. All right, how about a stamp, Oliver?
Yeah, coming up.
Before this thing straightens itself out. I love the chartreuse green foot with a really nice little tiny fragile one up top.
Yeah. I
And
agree.
look, that's gonna rest right on your lip.
Oh, yeah.
And there's no cracks up there.
Great pouring. Great flow. Great G&T flow. So do we have some housekeeping after this one to do? Perhaps a giveaway?
No, we don't do those around here.
I think we might have to give away last week's giveaway piece, and then we can make this week's giveaway piece. Let's make sure this gets into the box. And for this giveaway, would you mind taking the camera, Oliver, and handling it with Sarah? And I'll prep up for the giveaway piece that I'll be making.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Get right in there. That nice light knockoff.
Just delicate.
Just fell right off.
It makes me a little bit mad, Chris, that you made that so asymmetrical and yet it's still sitting completely flat.
Yeah.
And the foot and lip are still perfectly in line. I mean,
Incredible.
bob and weave, bob and weave. Into the box.
Oh,
we
yeah.
go.
Got some nice ones
Chris,
in there.
excellent.
I love that one, man. And that thing is thin.
Yeah.
Thin, it feels nice. It's gonna fit in your hand probably 6 different ways. I'm telling you guys.
That's a cool one. I mean, that's something that no other bar is going to have.
And that's what we want to showcase at the Michigan Room is every drink is going to be made in its own specialty glass.
Yeah.
That's what's cool. And if you haven't seen it, the strips going down, the lit strips going down the middle of the bar is where you put your drink so that it lights up and is illuminated. It's going to be cool.
That's so sweet.
It actually already is cool, guys.
All right, let me go over this way.
That's right. We have our giveaway piece here.
Oh, let's see him.
which turned out lovely, by the way.
Yeah.
Super nice. The bunnies were really popular this weekend, so this is one of the few that we have left in-house. As a reminder, the question from last week, it was, if peeps suddenly gained consciousness, would they be friendly or start an uprising? And the people are split.
They're split.
I really thought that evil was going to win out.
And it's pretty 50-50.
And, you know, a lot of people said, wow, they're so sweet. Why wouldn't they be friendly?
Well, they're like Sour Patch Kids. First they're sour, then
Yeah, but
they're
they're
sweet.
not sour.
But
They're
with
just
Peeps,
sugar.
they're sour, and then they stay sour.
So
They're
who
evil.
knows? We'll never know. But the
Had-
winner said,
We had some answers of chaos in there because of all the sugar in them.
yeah, that is what the winner said. They would be out of control because of all of the sugar, which is one of our most loyal customers, Katrina.
Katrina.
So
Congratulations, Katrina.
congratulations. We will be shipping this out to you this week.
Awesome. Is there any other housekeeping that we have to discuss here?
The only other thing I have to say is because Michelle is out of town and Lizzie is sick today, the members did not get their newsletter today, unfortunately. So they will be getting that later this week.
Okay.
But
Hey, if
That's
you're not
all
a
I've got.
member, you get a newsletter. That's something to think about.
that's right.
All right. All right. Well, thank you, members. Shout out to everyone watching tonight. Let's go catch up with Jake, see what he's doing. Jake, you ready for us? You're the first drawing of today.
Back on.
Oh.
So I wanted to show and highlight, this is going to be the piece that I'm going to make. This is the gin and tonic. Of the three, I'm going to go for the G&T because I'm most familiar with that drink. And I know what I don't like about the traditional G&T glasses. So by putting a stem on it, I love when you don't have to have a coaster. You can, but I love when you've got this placement for your hand to go and you don't have the sweat coming down on the table. You're not worried about drinking it quick or whatever. And then also this being a clear drink, and you can also see typically with a really nice tonic, and you see that quinine or quinine or, you know, whatever it's called. Help me out, people. Yeah.
The bark that goes into the tonic.
I didn't even know it was bark. That's
Pretty sure.
awesome. So that's what it is. And when you see that, when you pour it with the gin, there's this weird halo of like looks like a radioactive light blue that you can see if you look closely. And it's a really beautiful, super cool thing. I'd like to keep this really close to being just clear in the body so you could, see what's going on. But to highlight that, I'm going to do a little bit of gold, but I might even just do it clear, actually. I think I'm going to. I wanted to put a Maurice underneath here of copper blue. I'll show you when we do it. It's going to be a small little patty hidden. You look at it sideways, you won't even see it. But when you fill this up with glass, with liquid, that blue is going to radiate up, and it might even pull out that color that's kind of hidden even more. And then I'll decide based on what that's all looking like if we're going to put color in the foot or not. Classic, clear, sweet situation. It could even be just a blue Ovolio.
Right.
But that's kind of what we've always done, so I'm trying to switch it up a little bit. But this is going to be a basket weave for multiple reasons, because it's fun to do, because Oliver was just doing it today, and because just to show Oliver so that when it's fresh on his tongue and he gave it a good shot today, he could kind of see what works and what doesn't work.
I lost my mind trying it. I went a little crazy.
I would have lost my mind too if it was fresh on my tongue.
And
Yeah.
one last thing is that this is your traditional gin and tonic glass that they serve to you when you go to any typical bar. It's a little wider than that, but that's the shape, and I say that shape is boring as heck.
I think that's a bowling alley style.
Yeah,
Now, we ain't no bowling alley.
we're not. So there's the 12-point mold. Let's make it happen.
You saying we could put a bowling alley in here?
I'm saying we got one more section of the warehouse that hasn't been remodeled yet.
I know a buddy who does those bowling alleys.
Glass Academy Bowling Alley. I used to work for, when I worked at Merck Marine, their parent company is Brunswick, and they are the ones who do all the bowling alleys and pool tables.
The chances of us getting a bowling
You got the
alley
in.
lane in here is probably as good as us getting a foosball table in here.
Yeah. If only.
Which ain't happening, but at least Jake's
Hey.
got it at his house now, and it's getting a lot of play.
Well, it was too cold in the garage, but I do have an outstanding bet with my buddy for $100 that I can beat him 10 times in a row. And every time he beats me before I reach 10 wins, it's an extra $100.
Yeah.
Thank God I'm not that buddy.
I'm sure he's out there practicing right now.
He's excited. He's very excited. He really
When
wanted
you're
to
doing
do
the
it last
live
week.
show, he breaks into the garage, starts using the foosball
Yeah.
table.
I'm like, dude, you can't be practicing on my table. Here's the bubble into the crystal clear glass.
So he is going into the optic mold twice, folks. It's called a broken mold. That's what it's called, a broken optic. It's where you're breaking the optics.
I think there's something coming from the tech table.
I want to give a shout out to Jeff Thomas over on YouTube. He just gave us a $5 super comment.
Hey, a super comment.
Thank you.
Nice.
What up, Jeff?
Super
Jeff.
comments, the only comments that Jake leaves.
Super comments. That's the best kind of comments. So this will be cool to see, especially because it's clear. You're going to see the optics really well.
It's clear and basket weaved?
Yeah. And this is a basket weave for not a color pattern. This is for the texture, which means I need to do it even stronger so I don't melt it away. You know, I need to just hit it, blast it, twist it, blast it, and make it happen.
And are you saying you're going to blast it?
Yeah.
I think he said he's going to triple blast
My
it.
mic's on, right?
Something is going to happen.
It is going to look cool, and I've done those before, and I've got a couple pieces I know specifically where you get a beautiful magnifying transparent crystal optic. So watch this, guys.
Just a little nub grab.
Where is he?
Sorry. Going to the bucket.
So I was a little close there, but he was getting a good twist on it. Now that he's got that twist, he's going to go into the mold with that twist.
I'm going to give this a super twist one more time first.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, come on.
Sometimes when they're chubby, they are more optical.
Depends on your
Optical
personal preference.
preferences.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh.
blow real light. Good. Now that's what I like.
That's what he likes, folks.
That's my preference.
So this is a pretty neat technique. He's going to do the same thing, and then are you going to twist it again?
Yes.
So you're going for the double twist-a-rooney.
Super double, super blast,
Actually,
twist.
We
I
take
did
it to
say.
Italy, it's the twistolini.
That's right.
Man,
He beat him to it.
I was going to, as soon as there was a lull, I was going to jump in and hit that one. I think we
Bring
worked
it out
together
slow,
too much.
Jake, real slow. So these guys get the look. Bring it up. Hold it.
I don't got that much time.
All right, get in there.
What, do you need it hot or something?
Jeez.
Come on now.
It's for the people, Jake.
All right.
Other people.
It's for Jeff.
Give him a Shoalini.
Puffalini. We're
Yeah,
gonna need a
puffalini. Puff. Blow hard. Stop.
Ooh,
Blow.
I was warming up the camera. Gotta use the zoom.
Stop.
The camera's out here saying, danger, Will Robinson.
That's right.
Yeah. Yep.
That's right. He's got a lot to say about that, folks.
Yeah, thanks, Jake.
You got it. Low light. With elegance. Thank you.
So
Hello?
the skill is really in the cam work when you can do this, you guys, right from
Good.
the hot piece to the drawing. That's what he's making right there. Looking good. Remember, you guys, we got the question, what springtime animal appears in your region?
But don't
Little-
just answer in the comments.
Little critters, just put it, you can put it in the comments if you want, but you got to send it to enews@glassacademy.com if you want to get entered in the giveaway, which is going to be a piece of drinkware.
This is it.
This is the giveaway?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
It's not?
No,
Oh.
it's only 25 to
Blow.
8.
That's good.
Don't be trying to jump the gun.
We got like 20 minutes left.
Jeez. That's right.
All right, I'm just gonna have maybe a light puff on this one.
Yeah, okay.
So what color was that you said you're going to be putting? The copper blue or the
We're gonna put a copper blue Maurice on this, and then we'll do a clear Volio, and we'll do a clear foot.
All right.
You want me just to hit the, like, tip one time with the copper or blue, and that's it? You want me to, like, we're going to actually drop it, like, a bit?
No, I'll just take a copper blue Maurice, blow light. Stop.
Oh, yeah.
Copper blue Maurice on there. Drop it over top. I'll squish it on there, flatten it, then grab a fresh pipe, and we'll do a clear Volio.
Okay.
You guys were hearing it right here, live on the gathering point. Jacob telling his assistant what to do.
Take your time there, Chris.
But bring that one super hot if you can. Just one quick coat will be fine, and then just bring that soup over.
Soupy.
Yeah.
Isn't Soupio a technique, a glass blowing technique?
It is. The Supio cup.
Yep.
Is that the stuffer?
Anybody
Yeah.
want to take a guess at what the Soupio cup is?
The Supio stuffer.
Yep.
Have we?
It's an alternative to snorkeling.
Yeah, which, I mean, if you're not snorkeling, what are you doing?
Did anybody answer in the comments if they'd be interested in seeing a glass panda made?
People said yes. Definitely.
Definitely got positive on both YouTube and Facebook about pandas.
Okay.
A few other things thrown in, but a lot of yeses on pandas.
Okay.
All right, he's getting ready, folks. He's going to be putting this little Maurice on, which is an optical Maurice. It's really going to be on there just to have a nice optical glow of this color.
That's right. That's just incredible. Nice hot bit, Oliver. That was soupy.
That baby went on there.
Yeah, it did.
You said soupy, man. He brought it in
Brought
like
soupy.
minestrone.
Isn't that a pasta?
No. Minestrone soup.
That's the pasta turned into soup form. That's pasta with water, right?
Soupolini.
Minestrone is what you said?
Minestrone soup.
Isn't that also, what are they, is that like the
No,
wedding
that's
soup?
mastacholi.
I was thinking of Mastracholi for sure. Yep,
That's
you
right.
got me. Hey.
Mastacholi and minestrone are two different things.
Isn't the minestrone all veggie?
What'd you say?
Isn't that a completely vegetable soup?
I think minestrone might be, but if you want
I
the
think
good
it is.
stuff, you got to use beef stock, and then
All right, first of Olio in quite a while. In fact, this is my first piece of the day, actually. Now I put it on kind of thick. It's not going to be a delicate situation. We're going to be using these glasses at the bar, potentially. Oliver will go right for a paddle here. But I just want to make sure that it's nice and secure. All right, squitch.
You saw it right here, guys, right over Oliver's
up.
shoulder, bursting into flames.
That's good. That's tight right there.
I don't think I've ever paddled from that angle before.
That was
That
nice.
was a new one.
That's a little
Nice
cutie
work.
pie.
It's a nice looking Avolio.
Yeah.
Avolio, for those of you who don't
Thank
know,
you.
it means spool in Italian, and it's it's the connection point between the foot and the cup and the stem and the foot, right there.
You could wrap some thread right around it.
A little bit of Oliver's hair.
Totally. Burn it right in there.
Yeah, it could totally leave a neat texture.
If you missed the first part of the show, we're not just torturing Oliver on the show.
You would never do that. That'd be that'd be unheard
A
of.
swatch of his hair fell out
Let's do it.
right on the side of Jamie's piece and left a super cool texture that could be considered
Permanently imprinted.
ram hair. mean, that would AKA have Oliver be a ram.
AKA Oliver the Ram.
Yeah.
New title.
Whoa.
Put that on.
The
Listen.
ram. All right, so he's dropping a foot on now, and this one also needs to be very soupy, not mastacholi-like, but more minestrone-like. Yeah, I mean, at least there's some broth in minestrone. If Oliver had any type of
What's going on there,
is that
Oliver?
hair on there?
I don't. Something's on this one. All that.
It could be chocolate.
Start to let it hang.
Could be chocolate.
Oh no, that's not.
I think it's
Are you seeing
strawberry
all that
chocolate.
clouding on
I'm
in
seeing
there?
it. I'm looking right at it.
You want to go back in the tank?
No, that could just go maybe in the clear bucket, let it drip off, and then whatever's stuck on the pipe, give it a quick turn and toss it in the water.
I've never seen that where I went to dip that in and like the end of the pipe caught on fire.
There was some sort of foreign material there.
I can try to add into that one more time since you guys were concentrating so hard you didn't hear what I said.
Yeah, hit that joke one more time.
Yeah,
Chris.
bring it.
It's not a joke, it's the facts, because I was the one who was rubbing the pipe all over the bunny ears. It's wax from the rabbit that we melted. Will it burn in the beginning of the show was up on the moil of the pipe.
Well, that's nasty.
Yeah. The question was, did it smell like strawberries, Oliver?
It did smell like strawberry.
Give it a
I
slight
knew it.
angle. Slight angle. Let it start
All right,
going.
this is the
Lift
creamy
up,
right
yeah.
here.
Holy son
Boom.
of a gun. We got it. That was serious. I think it's going to be perfect. Ouch. Finger scissor. What's going on here? Ouch.
You got some steamy water dripping down on your hand?
Ah, yes. Something was going on there, but
You
we got it. I'll
Joe,
take
folks.
a
Give him
paddle.
paddle.
Squish a little bit. That's good. Thanks.
All right. Looking good.
I think I lost all the finger hairs on the tips of my fingers there.
You all right?
Well,
It's a hairy show.
that just got rid of your monkeyitis.
That's the back hairs.
So this is Jacob's gin and tonic glass, folks.
Yeah.
And it's got a beautiful optically blue core, Maurice, right in the bottom so that it shines up through the sparkling tonic water.
And we're making these for sale because we're able to document these in our brains and with our cameras and get you guys involved and a part of that design process. So if you purchase these, 2 years from now when we come back around to the fully designed bar and we've got our gin and tonic glasses all on the wall and whatnot, I'm ready. You will have had literally one of the first ones that we've made in preparation and design for our goals for 2025. And that's just pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. This is correct.
Smell those strawberries?
Do I smell the strawberries?
Yeah,
No, I smell my finger hair.
that's what I was talking about.
Ah.
Because you were rubbing your fingers up on the bottom of the cup.
Yeah, it was such a tight of oleo.
That's what Nolan's footing tool is going to work better for.
Hands further
You're
away.
behind it.
Yeah.
I like it. Shout out to Nolan Young, an amazing assistant, artist, historian, and just a plain old good guy.
He's a good guy.
We talking about Nolan?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's one of our local artists here as part of the glassblowing community in Detroit. And another reason to come down for May 8th. We're going to be highlighting all kinds of different cool people and having all our favorite artists and friends of the family and everyone we know here at the studio. And Nolan's going to be one of them.
I haven't seen Nolan in a minute. I'll be excited to see him again.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
haven't seen him in a little while. He was working hot and heavy for a bit.
Yeah,
He still
doing all
is.
the rondelles.
All those giant balls.
All
I'm
the
glad
giant
that
balls.
job's over.
What, those ones?
Yeah,
Yeah.
all these big ones up on the back here, guys, those things.
That's-
Hope I never have to make another one of those again.
Well, you got to talk to the guy that takes those orders.
Hey, I only took one,
Yeah, that's right.
and they did tell me they were eager to have multiple orders,
Oh boy.
and I just went, eh. Yeah, we're winding down, guys. This is the second from the last piece. The last piece is the giveaway piece. Usually turns out pretty damn sweet. Jake's gonna be ripping this puppy open right now with Oliver on the lip wrap. Right on the lip with the wood.
That's good.
I like it when the top's a little smaller, especially with gin and tonic glasses. A lot of people drink gin and tonics with the straws. A double straw technique. Look at that.
It's not 100% the shape I was going for. I would have, as the drawing shows, I would have liked to swing it out a little more and puff that bottom out a little bit, but I knew that was going to be a difficult move with the basket weave, because the more you heat up the bottom and stretch it and swing it and then reheat it and puff it out, you lose more and more of that basket texture. So I took one heat less in order to keep the texture on there nice. And I still think it's a really good shape, and I might have to just try a gin and tonic out of it before we ship it.
Interesting. I remember when we were making a lot of mugs for Witch's Head, I used to have this thing where when I would go in there, they have like 4,000 handmade
Stamp the
mugs.
bottom.
And I would go in there, and when I'd go in to drop off mugs, I could take somebody's mug off the wall and have a beer out of it. And if somebody called that person and said I was drinking out of their mug, and they came into the brewery, they would win a free custom mug night,
Wow.
which was pretty sweet.
That's pretty crazy. Calling people in off the street.
People were texting everybody, "He's got your mug, get up here quick."
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, that's a nice looking piece
nice
right
shape.
there.
It's kind of tough to be simple and clean with it like that when we have such a color wall of options. But I do think it turned out nice. Excited for the annealing
oven. We're loading this guy up. That one is going to be for sale, guys.
We do only have 8 minutes.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
We got
We
8
can do
minutes.
Don't lollygag, Jake. You got 8 minutes to do the giveaway. Let's
Good
go.
one. I'll take that.
That's
7.
right.
All right. So, what do you mean? I don't think we're doing a giveaway.
What do you mean?
It's time to go. It's bedtime.
Do a straight-sided twist cup. You can do a twist cup in 8 minutes.
I want our customers to have something really nice and amazing, and that was the plan of the show, and I was making that with that in mind, and I think they deserve it.
All right, you're giving them that?
Yeah, they can
All
get
right.
that gin and tonic glass. Someone lucky, maybe someone who couldn't afford to buy a piece from us or something, enter in the e-news. We've given you the question, we've given you the email, enews@glassacademy.com, and it's going to make someone's week, and I think
like
we
it.
should go for that.
All right, that's cool. So now you just have to do something for 8 minutes.
Ah, Jesus.
It's okay. It's 7 now.
If you spend the next 7 minutes drawing your idea, we can come back to it next Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, we could talk about what we want to change about our ideas, but that's what the annealer reveal is for. So if you guys become a member and you watch our annealer reveal and join me and Oliver and Robin, our shipping queen, and get a little behind-the-scenes conversation about what we offer and what we've done on the show and what's coming up next. Lizzie now is even doing a full e-news each week with Michelle's information and sending out a full newsletter of behind-the-scenes blogging and information to all of the members. So there really is a lot of time and energy being put into the membership, and it's a really beautiful thing.
It's been cool seeing it come together. Like, I like seeing how much effort's going towards that. Like, it feels really special.
I hope it feels good to the members out there. If you guys can speak to that, put it in the comments for us, because we're getting to know your names and we're getting to know some faces, and it's really cool seeing that list grow and feeling the support of our amazing customers.
And we did have some people today receive their handwritten letters from Lizzie.
That's
which
right.
Who gets snail mail these days?
Snail
Nobody.
mail,
So that
baby.
is a extra special touch that we put on.
Speaking of snails,
Oh,
This
you're
isn't
not gonna
coming
show
into the
that
mail.
off.
but look at this guy that was made over the weekend. Look at the slime on him.
Do I need
From
to
the
grab
front.
another slug for size comparison?
Oh, look at him.
Yeah, that's
Right.
what I said.
Yeah, he has really got some slime going on. He's looking good.
I think we're going to have to make more of these jumbos, get them in the gallery. I mean, the twist comes to a perfect termination right there. It's glassy, it's clean. This guy's an absolute honey, and if you stroke him right here, something happens.
That was a custom piece during the weekend show, right?
That's right.
Yeah, it was a nice one.
And so next week we've got our turtle show, folks. So you'll be able to look up on the website and see the turtles that we put up during the week, but we're also going to have a full, beautiful selection for you on the show. We'll be making them on the show. I know we're going to make a jumbo one on the show. And if you're thinking about getting another turtle, that's going to be your opportunity.
When's the Michigan Room grand opening?
May 8th, folks. Put it on the calendar.
And can anyone come to that?
Anyone can come to it, free admission. Within reason, we're going to do as many experiences of blowing glass bubbles to add more bubbles to the Michigan Room. You can be a part of adding to our Michigan Room sculpture.
Yeah.
And so you want to be able to do that for free. We'll have a food truck. We'll have live music. We're going to be serving drinks of all kinds, NAs, alcoholic cocktails, coffee. It's going to be a beautiful celebration of life.
If someone's a fan of the Gathering Point, will they be able to talk to you?
Yes.
Will they be able to talk to Chris?
Oh, yeah.
Will they be able to talk to Matt?
We're all going to be there.
Everyone.
That's right.
The whole
Even
crew.
Tabea?
Even Tabea. Even Lizzie.
Even Lizzie's
Lizzie
going to
up
be
front.
there?
Bess is going to be here.
Sarah, are you going to be there?
The whole
I'll be
squad.
there.
Okay.
Everybody will be there.
Thursday night. It's going to be beautiful. If you guys need recommendations of where to stay or anything about that, just send us an email. We'll get back to you. We appreciate it, and we love talking to you.
Yep, Jake's got 11 bedrooms for you guys.
I got 11 bedrooms.
Jake loves having roommates.
And I've got 1 more minute to stall here.
Let's cut it there, everybody.
No, that was a lot of great information. We appreciate you guys. This is The Gathering Point. Subscribe to the show, and we will catch you guys next week on Tuesday at 6 o'clock. Thanks for all your support.
All right, all right.